Hey guys, what's up? I'm Greg. I hope you guys are ready to unpack and get into some good conversations today.
And I'm Jess, and this is our podcast, Baggage Claim. Thank you for joining us.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Baggage Claim. If you're new here, thank you for joining us. If you're an original or one of the old fogies, or what do you call it? What do you call it?
A fan.
Yeah, okay.
I like
if you're
old
a fan,
fogies.
Old fogies. If you're an old fogie, welcome back to the table.
Fogey.
Fogey? Could be a fogie. Producer Michael doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
So, hey, grab your favorite drink, whatever.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoever
this is
you are.
Episode 24
Yes.
of Baggage Claim. We've been going for about 6 months. We've been at this. We've missed a couple weeks in 6 months, but it's every week we've been putting out content. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope everybody's listening and getting something out of it. Just something interesting. Right now we are, are you about to say something?
No, I just took a deep breath.
Oh, okay. We've had downloads, which are people listening. Let's download the episode in 9 different countries and 138 different cities across, which is kind of cool.
Across the world.
Yeah, across the world. Yeah.
You didn't finish your sentence.
Oh, sorry. And so it's one of those nights. It's Tuesday night. School is back in. So Jess is about to go to bed in 5 minutes. So if she gets up and stops talking in the middle of the episode, she just went to bed.
If I disappear, I'm just done.
Yeah, she's just like, well, Jess is out.
Yeah,
so,
it takes me a few weeks at the beginning of the school year to get back in the school rhythm, and I am absolutely exhausted.
Yeah, she almost falls asleep eating dinner. So
Yeah.
we're recording this after our dinner. So she may not last but 15, 20 minutes. So for
You'll be
some
talking
of you,
to yourself.
for some of you guys, that may be like, thank God, it's only 15 minutes. So, but anyway, all that said, thanks for joining us. If you're new here, Baggage Claim is a place where we talk about marriage, relationships, and blended families, outside of blended families. We're just here to create some conversations and some community around that topic and just have some fun with it and just create kind of a place where you can ask questions and get some information and have some fun. And we share our stories and all the craziness that goes on. So before we jump into what we're talking about tonight, we've been attending a church, or local church here that we absolutely have just
We love it.
Yeah, love it. I have a huge history there.
Yeah.
So for me, it's where I came to faith at. Has been huge, and there's also a huge center point for a lot of pain in my life. But also, too, we've decided we're going to give it a shot, and we absolutely love it. Love the pastor, love the worship, love the people there, doing some cool. But they're doing thing talking about the home, and
And family.
Yeah, the family. That's the huge part of family. So we have written, I don't know if you remember, but episode 8, way back when in the files, if you want to go check out episode 8, we talked about creating a family culture, how we did that. And it's called something Roots, Developing Culture or something. It's episode 8.
Let me look
So
back
if you go look up episode 8, we can actually get the title of that. But we have in that process, we wrote a 4-week study.
Oh, I don't remember what the actual title is. I'm sorry.
Oh, we had to look on our platform. But on any of the podcast stuff, if you go there, it's episode 8 of that. So, but we wrote a 4-week study talking about helping create culture in your home. It's very simple.
Yeah.
It's not complex. We want to make it something simple. Well, what we're doing for the next 3 weeks, since our church is talking about family and home and the importance of that, we decided we're going to develop this thing, and then we're actually going to give it away to you if you want it.
If you want it.
If you want that study, all you need to do, and I say study, it's not really, it's not kind of like an exercise. It's not really a study. You're not studying culture.
No.
It's kind of like a...
It's short. It's simple.
Yeah, because we know we all live busy lives.
Yeah.
But also too, we wanted to create something for you to help you give some direction and some purpose to the culture in your home. And so we're going to just be handing that out. So if you want it, you can DM us on any of the socials and just let us know, and we'll send that out to you in a PDF form, something fun.
The name of that episode is From Sticky Notes to Strong Roots.
There we go.
Define your family culture.
Thank
we
you,
go.
Producer Michael.
Thank you. So there we have it. So that's something we're doing. We're gonna finish that up by the time this airs this week. It'll be there. So if you can, just shoot us a DM if you want that. We're working on getting a web page up there. We'll have it where you can download it. We may even put it on our socials, so you can just go to our socials and find it if you want. I don't know how that works, but anyway, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
So anyway, so what are we talking about this afternoon?
We're talking about marriage.
Well, that's kind of a novel topic, like something we haven't talked about.
We're talking about, when we first started talking about this topic, we were thinking about it in one direction, but then it went into another direction of how do you know that you love your spouse for who they truly are is where it went.
Yeah, that's where it ended. But man, we just jumped to the end.
I know. I don't even.
That's the end of that episode. If you guys, thanks for joining us tonight. So the whole idea is
so you
this
put
is
me
where
on
the
the
question
spot,
came
and
up.
I was not ready to do the introduction.
Okay. So we started this discussion. We were riding in the car and are with our kids or someone. I can't remember, but we were like, we feel like the biggest decision you will make in your life, also from where you go to school, all of those other things, is who you are going to marry.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's probably the biggest decision you're going to make in your life.
Yeah.
Because it determines so many things in your life. Like that's your partner, your ride or die. That's the person you're saying, hey, I'm in this no matter what happens. So that's a huge decision. And so many times we make that decision based off of, oh my gosh, they're so cute and I love them and they're so sweet. And I'm like, okay, wait, there's got to be more depth to this.
It's like, okay, that's great.
Yeah, those aren't bad things at all.
Uh-uh.
Hopefully they are sweet and hopefully they are pretty attractive to you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like there's so much more to that. And so that's what led us into the discussion that you just ended just a minute ago with your question.
I did not just end it. You put me on the spot.
So you were the trusty notes. You were to kick us off.
Well, the beginning of my notes is apparently not helping me very much right now. So one thing that we have talked about a lot is that how a lot of people will say in their marriage, well, I'm just not happy. I'm just not happy anymore. But when you start to think about that, it's like, okay, well, what expectation has not been met? Or what have you not identified yet? Like, what is the cause or what is it in you that is reflecting that unmet expectation as well, just to make you feel, quote unquote, not happy?
Yeah, because it's interesting. Happy, I mean, if you look at that, happy is a decision. I mean, you get to decide whether you're happy or not. That's an emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to decide that. It's not something that's decided for you. I mean, you can look at any situation and find goodness or happiness in it if you want, or you can find frustration and anger in it. So it's, for me, it goes back to the core. And man, I beat this drum so much on this podcast. It's ridiculous. I know you guys are like, oh my God, is he going to say it again?
A core value.
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
You said core, though.
Yeah. But it's one of the things that it is one of the core values probably of this show. To be like, if you want to have a really, really healthy marriage, healthy relationship, you need to be the healthiest version of yourself.
Yeah.
Like before you start thinking about who am I going to marry, maybe you should start asking your questions about who am I?
Yeah.
Like, what are my values? Who am I? Like, how do I think? How do I work? How do I process information? How do I communicate? How do I, like, not just some of the likes and hobbies. So many times when we are with someone, we're like, oh, they're pretty and they like the same things I like. And so therefore we should be compatible. Let's try this out without even really knowing who we are and how we function.
Right.
And so we started with asking the question. I was like, okay, Jess, what made you want to, after that intense, beautiful cup of coffee at Waffle House, after our first date, what made you say, yes, please, I want to know more? And so that was the question that kind of led us into her list of things. And then I had a list of things too. Do you want to share yours?
Sure. Yeah, that's why we're here, right?
Okay, I think so.
Your beautiful blue eyes. You're so cute. And you're so no. Yes, all those are true. Yes. But And the real ones, though, after I got to know
The real
you,
ones, those are the fake
I
ones.
mean,
I know what you mean.
the not, my brain is gone. Anyway,
Superficial ones?
superficial. Yes. Thank
Okay.
you for your vocabulary word.
You're welcome.
Because I don't have it. After I got to know you, I admired your drive. Although at that moment you had sold your companies and you didn't have like a quote unquote job, like a 9 to 5, you still were chasing ideas. You still were setting goals and figuring out how to get there. I appreciated how when you had ideas, most of your ideas are good ideas and you acted on them. You figured out a plan how to get there. Because that's the opposite of me.
Yeah.
It really is. That you have a structure whenever you do have a plan. It may not be fleshed out with all the details like I would prefer, but there's definitely a structure to your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm an outline. Like, give me an outline
Yeah.
with some bullet points, and I'm good to go. I can figure it out.
Right.
You are a...
Oh, man. I need all the bullet points. I need all the details. I need graphs and charts and labels, and I need everything.
Yeah, you would like even to have a, like a reference page
Oh,
from the outline that
yes.
gives more details on what the details should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also appreciated that you're a risk taker, even though that scares me. But I appreciate that about you. And then how adventurous you were then and still are. Because I'm not. I'm a scaredy cat. So most of these qualities that were attractive to me with you are things that are not like me.
It's interesting because when we were asking that question, you're kind of mapping those out. And I'm like, not to be mean, but none of those are totally you.
No.
Like at all.
No.
And that's usually what happens in relationships. The opposite attract.
Uh-huh.
And you're just like, okay, this person is nothing like me.
Yeah,
We're
no.
intrigued by them.
Yeah, that whole list I have drive, but when it comes to being a risk taker and just like, I have an idea, I'm going to go get it. Like, I'm not that way.
Well, it's like we had the idea to do this podcast for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't finally until I sat down and was like, okay, I sat down with Michael and was like, how do we do this? What do I need? He sends me a list of equipment to buy, and I just started buying it and putting it together. Bought our table on Facebook, and we just like, okay, we're going to do this.
And I'm sitting there thinking, what are we going to talk about? Oh my gosh, how do we do this? I need step 1, 2, 3. I needed it. But you were already taking that risk. You're already being proactive and going.
Trying to redesign the room and do all those other things. And you're just like, what? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I get that. Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I mean, of course you were extremely attractive. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Probably one of the most appealing things to me, and it sounds weird when I say it though, but when I met you after coffee, you didn't need me, I guess to say. Like I could feel it wasn't a hard sell. Like, what's it going to take to get you in this relationship tonight? It wasn't, and there was no sales pitch to that at all. It was just kind of like, hey, this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
If you're okay with that, cool. If not, hey, it's a good cup of coffee.
Right.
Well, it's average cup of coffee.
It was
great company, I hope. And so you I think that was one of the things I was like, okay, you didn't chase me.
No, I didn't. I didn't need a man.
Yeah, it's kind of like, but it wasn't like,
Not in an ugly way. I was just like, no, I'm okay.
yeah, it wasn't that like, I can do it all on my own. I don't need a man, like, because it's not you.
No.
But at the same time, you were very independent and very driven on your own to be like, I got this figured out and I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm okay with it. And so that was very attractive to me. And I was like, I liked it. You were just connected more. You were very connected emotionally too into, I'm not saying I wasn't.
Like my friendships?
Yeah, here's the things. Every time I would bring your name up, everybody just raved about you. Like, everybody loves Jessica. And if you're ever out with us, if we're ever out somewhere at a restaurant, we never, ever go somewhere where you don't run into someone you know. And everybody's just like, oh my God, it's Jessica. And I'm just standing there like, hey, I'm Greg. It's just like everybody loves you and you connected with people so easily and everybody loved you. That was a really cool thing for me.
Yeah.
And so that was something that really attracted me into that, to say, okay, I want to know more. Like, who is this person behind that. So it's just for me, those were cool things. Your independence, your sense of, hey, you had life figured out. You're doing life like you were a mom with kids and
I had my
work.
routine.
Yeah, you did. And you're okay if I didn't fit into that. And some guys would be frustrated by that and be like, no, no, no. But I was like, no, I like the fact that you got your thing.
Yeah.
And hey, here's what we're doing. You can be a part of it if you want.
I remember my counselor saying, I mentioned this before too, but it's still thinking about it. It's funny because he said that he asked if people had started trying to set me up yet. And I was like, well, in one day it wasn't great. Not you. It was one before you. And I was like, there's a man that some friends are trying to set me up with, but I don't know. And he said, what are you worried about? And I was like, I don't want him to mess it up. And he was like, yeah, that's how you know you're ready. He was like, you've got yourself together. You know who you are. You're standing on your own feet. And you don't want him to come mess it up because you worked hard on who you are.
Well, because too, it wasn't you weren't rushing into this and I wasn't rushing into this in the sense of, okay. And under circumstances of what we did, people would be like, oh, bro, you rushed into this.
Yeah.
Of course, that debate's out there.
Explain what you mean by that in case somebody doesn't know.
From the time we met and were engaged, we were married in 8 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you could call that rushing in. Because I hear people who are like, if you've been in that, you shouldn't at least date for a certain amount of time. You shouldn't do this for a certain amount of time. And I agree with some of those things.
Yeah.
But I also know that people process information. They process feelings. They process things in different ways. So I'm never going to be the one that tells you, oh, you got to at least wait 2 years before you do this.
Yeah.
But if you're dragging, I wasn't dragging people and be like, oh, meet my kids. Here's my kids. Here's meet this. And
no,
so
we didn't do that. Mm-mm.
No, so it was like, okay, we're very intentional about that. So all that to say, those are the things that attracted us to each other because we're asking this.
Yeah, but I love the fact, though, that the things that attracted us to each other was what we were confident about in our own selves, which is interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, because you supplemented the things that I was not good at.
And you've done the same for me.
Yeah, but it wasn't like I had to have you to feel that or it was going to be just weird.
Yeah, no.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So the problem with this comes though, like when you meet someone and you're dating, you're like, I want to marry this person. You're usually in that really frilly, feel good. Mm-hmm. Everything in the world is great. There's nothing that they do that I despise kind of stage.
It's always going to be this way, the lovey-dovey.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that just over time just wears. It changes.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't wear off. I think we just change.
We do. I was listening to the radio this morning. It's a local show in Atlanta. And the host was saying that he thinks it's silly sometimes that people get married in their 20s and 30s because you don't know who you are at that age. You don't know who you are until you're in your 40s.
I mean, I would agree. You don't know who you are in your 20s.
Well, I would agree with another statement that he made that when you're 22, you're not the same person that you are when you're 45.
No, absolutely
not.
Yeah, you're not going to be.
And I also agree with what he said. That's why a lot of marriages fail in the long run, because if you don't grow and adapt together and still get to know each other. Like, I mean, I know I've changed since we've gotten married, and you have too in some ways, but we've grown together. Yeah. But if you don't do that, then yeah, of course, it's not going to be fun.
Yeah, if you get to a point and you're set in that and be like, no, this is who I am. And you're not growing, you're not adapting, you're not changing with that person, then yes, you're going to grow apart. Mm-hmm. Like I am vigilant about when it could be something so minute. Like we have a disagreement about something silly. I'm trying to think of something we had a disagreement about here lately.
Laundry.
Oh. Yeah, laundry doesn't bother me though. I don't really. Oh yeah, maybe it does. I was like, hey, can we fold the laundry? Because every time I go to get dressed, I got to go dig through the laundry baskets in our room. And so I was like, Sunday, we just dumped it all on our bed, and we're like, we're gonna fold this stuff and take care of it. The problem is like you could be frustrated by those things. Like if there's one little thing that I feel like has come between us that we haven't talked about, or we haven't addressed,
You will make sure we talk about it.
yeah, it just drives me nuts because I know it could be something so simple and so like
It could be something little.
yeah,
like,
just even a miscommunication of like, you thought I was angry. I wasn't angry.
Mm-hmm.
You thought I was upset, but I wasn't. Or I thought you were upset, but you weren't.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't ever talk about it, then that one little thing becomes,
it sticks.
yeah, it's just, okay, that's a marking point. Then from that marking point, the next time some little thing happens, and then that little thing sticks to that other marking point, and then that little thing becomes something a little bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just like, oh, God, she just gets frustrated at this, or this happens when she does this, and this, and this, and
Every
this.
time I ask him to do this, he has an attitude.
And so, yeah, then those things keep compounding and compounding and compounding to where it's like, I don't ask him to do anything because every time I ask him, he gets attitude and this goes on. And there's this small little thing. It's like, if you had a discussion, so I'm very, very vigilant about, because what happens is, I know that you may be like, Greg, you're over exaggerating. I'm telling you the truth. I have seen so many marriages 5-10 years later look at each other and be like, why do you not like each other? And they can't even tell you why.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. And then you always go to that easy, just back pocket thing, like we're just different people now.
We've
We're
just
not
grown
in love.
apart.
Yeah, we're grown apart and we're not in love. Well, that's just BS. Like, of course you've grown, you've changed. Of course you have. Your kids are grown. Your kids are different. You're different. Your body's different. Like, there's so many different things in your life. But if that's the case, then what are you, getting married and divorced every 10 years? Like, every time you change or you go through a season, you're like, oh, well, I'm different now, so I got to get rid of them and go
get
to
a new
somebody else.
husband. Yeah.
And so it's like that idea doesn't make sense. So it's like, why can't you change and adapt with those people as you go? Like, that's the idea, because what happens though is like all the things that we got married that we found interesting about you, I could over time be like, well, why aren't you more like me? Well, if I stop and look at it, I'm like, because the things that attracted me to you were the things that were not like me.
Right.
So why would I want to make you a clone of me? That's just boring. That's not fun.
I know. I think the only thing that pops up every now and again about our differences that kind of drives you nuts is just another big difference that you appreciate when you think about it, is that I think slower than you do, which could be very frustrating at times when you've got 500 ideas in your head and I'm still processing the first 3, but you're on 501 and you're probably thinking, why can you not be where I'm at? Come over here with me. Well, I'm like, well, I'm still working on the first few ideas. But that's another thing that if you don't work on still appreciating that about your spouse or, specifically us, that could drive you nuts to the point where like, God, I can't even have a conversation with her anymore.
It's true. It could.
Yeah.
It really could. I don't, and it could be the same way about, like, you came home today and I've been at the kitchen table. I was doing real estate, so I was working on some offers and some real estate stuff. But I also had these big sticky notes and on the windows. And so I'm mapping out for baggage claim how to kind of lay out our website and the 3 different areas we're going to do. Like, hey, at one point we're going to do retreats. We want to do some one-on-one coaching. We want to do some mastermind or cohort kind of things with couples together so we can walk through some of the things that we're talking about. And so I'm laying all this out on a piece of paper and you're just like, okay, what are we talking about tonight?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, I have like 15 other things in my mind. And you're like, okay, so what are we talking about tonight?
Well,
And
then,
so-
again, I'm not frustrated, but I'm used to it. But I brought up that I shared an idea with one of my administrators that I was pretty brave about. And I said, I can't wait to tell you about it. But your brain kept going about baggage claim, and I didn't get to share that idea with you yet.
Oh, that's true.
But
Dang it.
that's
Dang
just
it.
an example. I'm not mad about that because I know I will get to. But if I weren't careful and just mindful, it's like, he didn't mean it at me. It's just, that's how his mind works.
Yeah, you could hear his I don't care.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
care about what you have to say, but I don't read it that way just because I know that's not your intent.
No.
I've adapted and grown.
Yeah, that makes me feel horrible as a
No.
communicator, though. 'Cause
No.
I remember you saying that, like, because you said you were so proud of yourself. You go, because I had an idea and then I acted on it. And I went to the principal's office today and told them about it. And I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Because
I thought that was the point, that
No.
you acted on the
I wanted
idea.
to tell you the rest of the details because that came up whenever I was talking about the list of things that I was making that were attractive to me when I first met you, is that when you had an idea, you acted on it. So I was like, oh, this is a good time to share, but it was not a good time to share.
So, okay, so we say these things and we're talking about this, and you may be out there. If you're listening to this and you're not married, God bless you. Like, thank you so much for listening to us. I hope you find some value in some of this.
Yeah.
But also, too, as you're listening and you're thinking about who am I, what do I want to do, but then at the other end, you may be like, we've been married 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, we're kids deep in this. We're out mortgage payment and car payments and sports and everything else. Like, I don't feel that. What do you say to that person?
So you don't feel
like I feel the separation. I don't feel that. Like, I don't feel like we're on the same page. We fight and argue more than we don't. We don't see things the same way. Like, how do you? What's your thoughts on that?
What do you do with that? Well, I mean, I've not been in that position, but I have been in a place where to know that it's okay to start over. And I don't mean with a fresh new marriage. I mean with a fresh, clean
All right. Well, honey, I'm done. We're out.
I gotta go. No. I mean with a clean slate. It's okay to start over, and I would encourage you because, like what your example is, if you've been together for that many years and you have, all the kids and all the things, and now all that's over, or the raising littles is coming to an end, and some of that's starting to die down. You should get to know each other again.
I agree. You got to see it almost as an adventure, like a fun kind of adventure to be like, oh, I get to rediscover who this person is that I fell in love with, that I've built this life with. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a lot of life together. Just because you see a few things differently doesn't mean you walk away from that. It doesn't mean you. It's just like it's a hard. I think first off, when you're in that position, you got to find some common ground. Yeah. To be like, okay, let's find some things that we have some common ground, and let's start with that. Like, let's build on that. Yeah. What's the foundation of those things? Because you both, the idea is if you're in a relationship with someone, both people have to want it. Yeah. Like, you got to want that relationship, and you're going to have to work at it. It's interesting to me, like, we push the gym, working out, be healthy, blah, 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 work out, do these things, watch what you eat. But then it's like, if you took that same intentionality toward your marriage, to work on your marriage, to make it good and make it healthy, you're not going to have that issue. Like, if you just think you're just going to show up and wake up in bed with this person every morning, you just go through life, and you think if we don't have those intentional conversations of being healthy together, you're not going to have a healthy relationship. No. It's asinine to think it's just going to happen on its own.
Yeah, I think people forget in the fast pace of life that a relationship is work. There are parts of it that are easy.
Yeah, and it should be easy and it should be fun, but it's also like, you enjoy going to the gym. You love going to the gym. You enjoy it. I do. But it's also work.
It is work.
Yeah. The relationship's the same way. A marriage is the same way. It's a work. And not to steal the joy from you and be like, it's not all flowers and fun. It's like sometimes it's work.
Yeah. 13 years ago, I fell in love with you for who you were then. But now, I still love you just as much for who you are now. But that's because we've worked and we've grown together. There's a lot of things that have changed for you and I.
I've had so many different jobs. Yeah. I've had so many different, and I kind of have an entrepreneurial spirit. I'm a risk taker. Yes. So, like, ladies, if you're marrying an entrepreneur or even a risk taker kind of guy, we love to push all our chips into the middle of the table and just roll the dice and see what happens.
Often.
Sometimes too often, because I just think it's fun. And Jess is like, it's not as fun as you think it is.
No, it's not. It's not.
But on the other hand, you know who I am. And so you can talk to me before we get to the push everything in the middle and be like, are you sure this is what we need to do?
But then on the other side of that is I trust you. Yeah. With that. So
because I also know too that growth is going to come out of that. Yeah. But also too, there's a lot of tension points that can be frustrations and arguments. So that's why I'm saying when you're thinking about your relationship and who you're going to marry and who you're in this relationship with, like those are all very, very important parts of that.
Yeah.
So make sure that those are included in those things. And yeah, we all have seasons. You're going
We
to
do.
change.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's adapting and finding. That's why I'm saying knowing who you are at your core and the person you marry is okay with who you are. And you're okay. Like, I'm not trying to change you.
No.
I don't want you to be like me because sometimes I'm not. I'm just like, God, I don't want to be like me. I want to be more like you. But I think,
we've never asked each other to change.
no, I never have.
We've used the help me understand phrase,
Yeah, you've done that
A
a few
lot.
times. Yeah.
but I've never asked you to change
Yeah.
from all those qualities that I love.
Well, because there's a level of trust that I trust that you have my best interest
Mm-hmm.
and you trust that I have your best interest. And I'm not doing it to hurt you, harm you, or anything else, just to make us better.
Yeah.
In the end. So,
You ready to unpack
yeah,
a
let's
little bit?
unpack this
So I know
It's-
I keep saying I fell in love with you for who you are.
before we get
Pause
there.
that thought. Okay.
Pause it. Hold it. I don't. We're going back to that.
Okay.
If you're new here, it's your first time listening. Unpack is where we kind of try to take what we've talked about and put some feet to it and put some action steps to it, some practical spots to, hey, we've talked about these things. Okay, now go do this week. We're simple people, so we like simple steps.
Mm-hmm.
The world loves to complicate things and take something simple and make it complex. We like try to do the opposite. Let's
Yeah.
take something complex and make it simple so we can apply it to life. So our unpack, when we say let's unpack, that's what we're meaning. Let's jump into this.
Like,
and get
turn the
going.
page. Now what do you do?
Turn the page.
Right?
Yes.
So, like I was saying, I have repeated multiple times, I know that I fell in love with you for who you are. What if you, okay, let me rephrase that. What does it mean to truly love somebody for who they are?
That's a deep question.
I know.
I think I love you. Oh God, this sounds so cliche. So I'm trying not to make it sound cliche, but I love you for not who you can become or who you can be, but for who you are at that moment.
Yeah.
Like I'm not aspiring to be like, oh my gosh, she's so messy, and I just want her to be neat. Like I love your mess. I love your.
I'm not messy, first
You're
of all.
not messy. Your purgatory stool in the closet is messy.
That does drive you nuts, but
No, I just think it's interesting.
are you going to explain that? Because not everybody knows
So,
what
okay, we have a walk-in closet, and I have a small portion, like a
do.
fourth of our
You have a
walk-in closet
sliver.
is mine.
You have a sliver of the closet.
sliver, yes. The rest is Jess. And then there's a step stool because she has like
All shelves.
5 shelves over there that she has blue jeans from 15 years ago.
No, I don't.
But anyway, there's this shelf that has a stack of clothes on it. I was like, what are those?
Well, it's on the little stool, yeah.
The stools, the clothes are. And she goes, well, they're not dirty, but they're not clean.
So I could wear them one more time.
But they sit on this stool. And I'm like, well,
And-
what is the stool? And she goes, it's the in-between of dirty and clean. And I'm like, it's like purgatory for your clothes. They're not, they're neither,
They're
they're
not
neither,
going to
they're
heaven,
nowhere.
not
They're
going to
just
hell.
in,
They're
they're just
in the middle.
lingo. They're just hanging out. And so,
Well,
we're just kind of at this place to be like, anyway.
most women probably have a pile, although your husband hasn't named it like mine did.
So when we get rid of that,
So,
it's always
anyway.
a happy day. But that doesn't bother me.
No.
Like, I'm not trying to change that in you, though. So
Well-
I think loving someone for who they are is not who they can be, but who they are at that moment.
Right, because if you want to change them or if you think you've got this little list in your head of things that you want them to quote unquote improve on, do you really love them for who they are?
Ooh.
I mean, I would say no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's valid because it'd be like if they didn't do this, or if they didn't do that, if there's those things are in your, then that's a big red flag for
Right.
you to be like, I would love that. It just drives me nuts when they do this. Be like, okay, maybe that's a red flag for you.
We're not perfect. There are things that each other does that drives each other nuts.
Like I love, and I don't know why, to see how far I can go on the empty tank before.
Oh my gosh.
Like
I
right
cannot.
now, I got in my truck this morning and I've been at the house most of the day. I drove and went to the bank. When I got in the truck, it said low level. Like it doesn't even
Not
say
even a
miles.
number.
I drove to the bank and drove back home.
You didn't go get gas.
Didn't go get gas because I'm like,
Oh my
I leave
gosh.
tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can make it at the gas station.
I don't understand that. And I kept telling him for years and years and years and years, you're going to run out of gas. And he did before we married each other. But I was like, you're going to run out of gas. And you were driving my other car I had before, my Jeep. And I said, you've got to get some gas when you're going to run an errand in my car. No, I don't. Who ran out of gas before they could
It's
get back
because I
here?
didn't know your car. I know my truck.
Oh, my gosh.
I know my truck. I know exactly what she's got in her.
Would I like to change that about you? Probably, yeah.
Sure you would. I actually would probably like to change that about myself too, but I kind of, there's a part of me that kind of enjoys it too.
But I'm like, hey, you ran out of gas, you ran out of gas.
So, okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So here's some things to think of about your own self. Because it's, excuse me, like the Bible verse, it's easy to pick out a plank out of somebody else's eye instead of the splinter of your own eye.
It's true.
Well, how about you think about your own self? Think about who you are. Think about things that you value. What's important to you? And are you reflecting that to your significant other? Because if you're not showing those things that you value and are important to you, then are you really showing them who you are?
Right. That's like, that's what happens though. Like when you start dating, you always put your best self out forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get to know each other, you're comfortable. Like I know you, as soon as we get home, literally we walk in the door and it's 5 minutes later, you have already changed into comfy, lay around the house clothes. Like literally, I haven't even got to the island yet and you're gone. And you come back around the corner with comfy. I was like, you got pajamas on already. It's like
sure do.
It's like we just got home.
We're home from running errands. Here come the pajamas.
It's like immediately.
Yes.
And then it drives you nuts that I wear my shoes in the house
all freaking day.
Why do you have your shoes on? Why do you have blue jeans on? Like, we're not going anywhere.
Why do you still have your jeans on? We've been home for 4 hours.
I was like, because they're pants, and I'm wearing pants at the house. Like,
but you need to go put some pajama pants on.
So, yeah.
But anyway, if you don't know, like I said, if you don't know who you are, how are you going to know what you're looking for in someone else?
100%. And then it goes back to that, know yourself.
Yes.
And I don't mean just know who you are. Like, really dig into that. Like, who do you want to be? Like, do you guys see... Do you think about money the same way? Do you think about communication the same way? Do you think spiritually about church or faith? Do you feel the same way? Because if your faith is a huge part of your life and you're with somebody who's not, that's a big thing. Now, I'm not saying that could be one of those things to be like you walk away from, but also too on the other side, I would be like, that should be a flag for you, a red flag for you to go, oh, let's tap the brakes and see.
Yeah, we need to figure this out.
Yeah, it's a big discussion point. And so those are the things like I'm marrying a serial entrepreneur who's always pushing and he's wide open because those guys usually have some kind of attention deficit disorder and they run at 1,000 miles an hour all over the place. So
100%.
Just know that's who you're marrying. It's like a squirrel.
Yes.
And so you're okay with that.
So a little bit ago, you brought up, what if you've been married to the same person for 15 plus years, and all of a sudden you realize, oh, I don't know who you are anymore. What do you do?
You start the conversation. You find the common ground, start the conversation.
You got to be
Think of it in your perspective.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at it this way, they're looking at it this way. The whole thinking of like, we're looking at the same thing just in different ways. Change the way you look at it. Look at it as an adventure to explore some new fun things together. And so that's where I would say it's going to take work. Both commit to do the work and then just look at it as an adventure and doing something fun.
Well, it's definitely an adventure being married to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're trying to figure out a fun new stage of our lives. Like, our kids are gone, and now we have a grandbaby, which is amazing, and love her to death.
She's the best thing in the whole wide world.
And so when she comes over, it's like everything in the world stops. Yeah, it's like, no, here we are.
Nothing.
This is it. This is our life right now.
Yeah.
But it's new for us. But then we also, too, like to go, like we had a blast Friday night going out with Thomas, our son, and AJ, and just having a good time. Like, we had so much fun. And so it's like we're trying to figure out, this is a different stage for us in life, and that's okay. But you look at it as an adventure, not as a stressful place.
Yeah.
So, anything else to add?
I don't think so.
Back. Hear what I be saying. Wow. And
You want to go to first grade with me tomorrow?
yeah. In your relationships, don't be afraid to ask the hard questions.
Yeah.
Like don't be afraid to get in there and say, how are we doing? Like, do a checkup. Almost like when the gas light comes on or the engine light comes on,
Oh,
you're
and you
like,
should go get gas.
oh yeah, there's something going on. Don't wait till it's catastrophic to be like, okay, our marriage is falling apart. We need to fix it.
Yeah.
Like, have some warning signs, some things in place to go like, how we doing? We okay? We good?
We hadn't had a real conversation in a couple of days.
Yeah, you like how's things go? Just get a coffee. Yeah. Just sit down. Like a coffee, a tea, I don't care. Whatever you want. And just have a conversation, whether it doesn't have to be a hard one, but it can just be a conversation to be like, you okay? You good?
Mm-hmm.
I love you. Thinking about you. And then just start and build from there. If you're new in this relationship and you're looking into dating and going deeper, be okay with just being who you are. Be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't love you for who you are, then that's okay. Somebody will.
Yes.
So, and don't run from that. So, with that being said, we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you guys. And again, if you want that study on our study, I don't even know what to call it, exercise.
I don't
our
know.
4-week exercise on family culture, DM us, and I'll be sure to get that to you in a PDF form. But thank you guys for joining and listening to us. Keep sharing, liking, subscribing, distributing, what all those things. Anyway.
Come back again, please.
Yeah, see you guys.